From KMBC News, woman seen trying to set fire to South Kansas City warehouse tied to previous ICE detention proposal. Let's see. A woman was seen trying to set fire to a South Kansas City warehouse on Thursday, the same site that had been proposing as a possible immigration detention center. Video from our crew shows the woman igniting window areas at the building and flames briefly flaring up. KMBC 9 reporter Andy Allock says he witnessed the woman throw what appeared to be a liquid onto the windows before the fire started. I think we got some video here.
KMBC 9's Andy Alcock. And Andy, I know we'll get to this story in a moment, but you just saw a woman try to set this building on fire.
Yeah, we did, Chris. She just left a few minutes ago, but if we take a look, you can see there's some windows there along the south part of the building, and there might be some scorch marks you might be able to see. That fire did not really catch. It did burn for a little while, but it is now out. Platform Ventures is the owner of this warehouse. Their statement they sent today says in part the sale fell through because closing wasn't done in a timely manner. It's a sharp contrast to what we were told a month ago.
So, I guess that kind of points to the fact that if you want to burn down a building, you probably shouldn't try setting stone on fire.
Well, you shouldn't send a woman to do a man's job. My dad would have that thing up in flames instantly, dude. Yeah, I mean, she just didn't know what she was doing.
Especially seeing as she had an accelerant. It's not like she was sitting there with just matches.
That was just lighter fluid, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just lighter fluid.
Yeah, she's lucky she didn't set herself on fire.
Is this the story? She squirted lighter fluid on stone and then lit the stone?
Stone and glass, yeah.
Stone and glass. I guess you can melt glass at high enough temperatures, but not with butane fire, I don't think.
No.
You gotta wonder what TikTok set her off.
I do wonder.
You have to.
You know it was a TikTok. You know it was a TikTok.
You've got to go with attempted arson, even if there was a 0% chance it could have caught.
No, I think that's still actually arson.
Technically, it's still arson.
She actually,
that's arson.
There was fire. Just because she was bad at it doesn't mean she didn't.
Just
do
because it went out real quick.
When does it become arson? If you hold like a Bic lighter up to the stone wall and you're like, it's not lighting, and they're like, arsonist.
I don't know.
But one of the most screwed up parts about this is that she was actually successful in preventing the sale of the building to the federal government. As I understand, the property owner, can you scroll down a little bit? It was
I don't
paragraphs
think so.
under the video. The property's owner, Platform Ventures, said Thursday it is no longer moving forward with any sale of the site to the U.S. government.
I think they said in the piece that it had already
The deal already fell through?
Yeah, the deal had already fallen
before,
yeah.
Oh, so it's just a moron.
It's just another misfire. Another misfire. They are going after people. You're an ICE agent, and they're just not.
Also, the focus of protests below the video. The video above that one. The warehouse has been the focus of protests and public concern after reports surfaced that it could be. So maybe during the process, they helped encourage. It sounds like during the process of when they were trying to sell it to the government, protests and attacks helped encourage them to not do the sale. So in essence, they actually achieved what their main goal was, which is nerve-wracking.
We got some video of her actually trying to do the.
Oh wow!
Oh, look at that muffin top. Hot.
What is this video? She's not even on camera.
Well, I don't know what it's just the.
And the frame.
It's the TikTok stuff.
Okay, here we go.
There she is.
Okay. She's lit.
Oh, she brought multiple bottles of accelerant.
Oh, multiple windows.
Setting fire to a building wearing sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bitch should get put away for sure. That's some crazy shit.
Genius.
Who is she?
What's the opposite
Spraying
of
lighter fluid on stone.
Fire is so dangerous,
On
man. Do not
concrete,
mess.
yes.
She really
And
thinks
just
she's
walking
doing
around
something.
like she's like they're not going to find her. I'm just going to stand out here and try and burn this place down, and nothing will happen to me because
White women are feeling way too emboldened to attack, obstruct,
Yeah.
and now commit arson against ICE, DHS, and other federal officers. It's outrageous. Renee Good, the way that our white people are behaving in our country right now is completely outrageous.
white women.
What?
And Alex Preddy. I mean, white men too.
You talking about me?
Just a woman.
Talking about white men.
Yeah.
Taking offense. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I could see you protesting against ICE, and you look the part.
You have the physiognomy.
Oh, you'd look so good with a sign,
Hey,
dude.
dude,
I could see your evil brother.
Stop.
I could see your evil brother counter protesting you.
Just
too.
want all the ice
Yeah,
to
you guys would be
melt.
on opposite sides.
What were you going to say?
We started an intentional fight just for
exactly.
clicks. Yeah, for sure.
Ice!
What is going on? What is going on with women these days? It is absolutely
Korean
insane.
thing
Like,
you've said.
no, but like seriously, like they think they're like Black Widow. They think they're Natasha from Black Widow. We're gonna beat the bad guys, and then they just commit the stupidest acts of arson and terrorism, and they literally get themselves killed. And it is so insane. And I said this, and this is a tweet that got me fired from my previous job, that women untethered from healthy masculine authority, they become hags and psychopaths.
Yeah.
Now,
You got fired for that.
I got fired for that because I
feel like
said
I've seen
fired
worse
for
tweets
speaking
come
the
out of
truth.
you.
no, because
I've sworn you tweet about the Jews too. Keep going.
I love the Jews. I love all people. I'm a Christian. But no, it's because in that tweet I said that the majority of people who were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk were women. And these were women who are, untethered from masculine authority. They have daddy issues. They don't have good families, things like that, right?
favorite.
And it's true. It's true. So then women untethered from healthy masculine authority, they can't channel their healthy, inner femininity, and then they lash out and they become hags and psychopaths. Like truly. And then this is what Renee Good is. Like she left her previous husband and then got married to another woman and started playing house and all that stuff. And then she became this revolutionary and started LARPing as this, I'm going to beat the patriarchy and beat Donald Trump. Oh, they're the fascists and the Nazis. We're going to beat and punch a Nazi. And then she got herself killed running over an ICE agent. Yeah. And then so all I have to say is like, woman, I love you, but you just got to stop. You just got to stop.
Kingman, to follow up on that point, I know in our country right now, the political divide among men and women is increasing, but it's not nearly as bad as the political divide between men and women in Korea. What do you think we can do politically, socially, to try to bridge these divides? I mean, in Korea, if the men and women don't get along sometime soon, there won't be any Korea left for us. I don't know. Do you recognize those divides, and how do you think we can overcome them?
I think if you actually look at the data, women in America are much more left-wing than the women in Korea. It's just that the men in Korea are just so much more right-wing.
Okay, fascinating.
But it's like most women in Korea don't hate men. If you go to Korea, you're just gonna see couples everywhere. Everywhere you go. Yeah, it's going to be a guy and a girl holding hands, being really lovey-dovey. You cannot escape it, even in the wintertime. Maybe wintertime, the Christmas time, it's romantic, it's nice. But when I was there this past month, there's just couples everywhere. Everywhere, but no children. And that's the problem. Like, they're not getting married because they essentially have the benefits of traditional marriage, right? They spend time together, they're in love, they have sex, all this stuff, but they don't commit to each other because when they commit to each other, there's still this understanding in Korean culture that when you get married, that the woman is the one primarily taking care of the children, but the women don't want to give up their careers. And then so because of that, they delay marriage and then they delay childbearing, and then so they're just not having children. And if you look at the stats too, that only 2% of childbirths in South Korea are outside of wedlock, whereas in America, it's like 40 to 50%. So this idea of childbearing is still traditional in Korea, where it's like, okay, if we're going to have children, we need to do it within marriage. But they don't want to have children because it's going to be an impediment to their career. So that's why they delay marriage, they delay having children. So if you look at the gender divide in Korea, it's not like women are out there like, I hate women. And then women are not like, I hate men. And then the men aren't like, I hate women. It's not like that. It's much more like materialistic in nature. It's really, I would say, like exacerbated by the extreme competitiveness of corporate culture and things like that in Korea. Whereas,
Do you think it's an economic? Is it economics?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Where I mean, it is partly economic because the living wages and the wages in general in Korea haven't really caught up to the cost of living. So all things considered, it is still pretty cheap to live in Korea, but the wages are really low. And so there's that component too.
So they're all gold diggers.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Koreans love money.
I'm trying to understand. I don't know. Do you think maybe men should contribute more to the upbringing of the children if that's preventing some women from...
Well, I think there's a lot of different parts, and just a huge multifaceted.
You got to figure this out.
Yeah, I know, but I do think one part of it is the fact that Koreans are so mobile within Korea, and then so they can't form communities. Korea has one of the highest percentages of people, of their population, living in apartments. And if you know anything about apartments, you don't really talk to your neighbors typically. People move in and out all the time, and you're isolated. So then if you're isolated from the rest of the world and you're a mother, you're trying to raise your child, but you're like isolated, you don't have help, you don't have your parents, you don't have your relatives, you don't have other people in your life, your friends who can help you. It's very isolating. And then so who would want that? in a modern society to have children and then to raise them up in your own home. And this is actually something we need to talk about in America too, where the idea of the nuclear family, of course, I believe in the nuclear family, but we need to understand that it does take a village to raise a kid, where asking a woman to just be alone with children all day by herself with the children, with no help from her parents, from her siblings, from people in her community, it kind of sucks. Like, she's just by herself with her children. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Yeah, it's just unsustainable. Like, no one lived like that in all of human history. No woman has lived like that. And so if we want to go back to a traditional lifestyle for families and for marriages, then we also have to restructure society and kind of take a step back, press the brakes, and say, wait. The way that modern society is structured, it doesn't allow for traditional ways of living. And I think that that's really exacerbated in Korea, because Korea went from being one of the poorest countries in the world after the Korean War to rapid industrialization to becoming now one of the richest. And so there's a lot of problems there.
We need to send you back to deal with this birth rate crisis, huh?
Hey man, I love Korea, of course. I love America as well.
Be the Korean Elon Musk.
Can you just explain all of this again, but like in Squid Game terms?
But in
That's
Korean,
our Korean fan.
Basically, Koreans need to get married, have more children, and
Build houses if everyone's living in apartments.
yeah, no, they just have to go back to more traditional styles of infrastructure and community building and housing, and so things like that too.
But I also think the culture is kind of shifting, even in the U.S. a little. Maybe not now, but like I was in L.A. last year quite a bit. And the number of women that I encountered that were like, I just want like a real man.
Yeah.
Like a masculine man.
Yeah.
Well, stop asking him to paint his nails. Stop telling him to get in touch with his emotions. That's not manly.
It's so ridiculous. They're like, oh, a real man is secure with his masculinity, so he'll let me paint all over his face and do his nails. I'm like, no, dude.
I mean,
no.
men need to stop listening to women about what women want.
Yes.
Like, if a woman tells a man, this is what I want, she's not telling you the truth. She's telling you what she thinks she wants, and what she actually wants is not what she's going to tell you.
Yes, and
That's
every
really
time
good to hear, because I've heard that I would like to peg you so much, dude, and they don't know what they want, dude.
I've never been asked to be pegged.
That's a sticking point.
Maybe it's because I don't give off any, I don't know.
Well, there's
potentially
grow your hair out, dude.
There's
See what
what
happens,
it is. Ian, have you been asked?
There's what the
Have you
animal.
been?
No, but I was asked to do porn, and it might have been gay porn. There's what the animal wants, like the animal female, the animal male. It's like animalistic, what I want. And then there's the brain, which is like, I want a stable, secure thing. If you are nice to me during the day, that's what I want. And it's like, you want an animal that's going to protect you.
Yeah.
And like, if I have to kill to do it, that's what you want, because that's what you need. That's there too, you know? So it's like this.
It's all biological, dude. And if you don't give them that, they try to light concrete buildings on fire.
it really,
That's the whole problem.
It really is. And
If you
women
don't domesticate these women, they try to burn down ice buildings and peg you. So
That's right.
I think it's pertinent.
You have
really
to
domesticate
These
these
are
women.
big problems.
If you don't
to tell them
domesticate them,
no.
they become like gay men,
have to
and it's a big issue in our society.
You have to be able to tell women no. Women.
No matter how good you think it might feel. You know what I mean?
Yes, you. No matter how good you might think it would feel. But seriously, you can't sit there and just constantly say yes and be a yes man for your, for the woman in your life. You have to be like, no, we're not doing that. And if there's an argument, you have to stand on what you've said and be like, no, I said no. And if we're going to fight about it and you're going to be angry with me, you'll get over it. You know, I mean,
Start warming up the back of your hand, dude. I'm with you, brother.
And for you.
disavow.
The point is women.
I don't know. I
don't
hear in
like-
Korea.
The point is women
We love
don't-
women here.
Women don't like a spineless man.
Yeah.
If you
Very
can't-
true.
If you can't stand up to them, they're not going to respect you. So you
Some
have
of them do like spineless men, and it's the ones with colored
ones that
hair
wanna
and
peg
short
you?
bangs. Yeah, and they're typically very, very
Septum
large.
piercing too, you know.
Only so long as they're on the SSRIs. But once they hop off of them,
I keep thinking about this, the fall of the Soviet Union as being kind of a turning point for the limpness of the American male and probably female. Like, we live in fantasy Candyland since '89. Since the fall of the Berlin Wall, every American was like, we own the world now. We don't have to fight to protect. We have machines that'll do that for us. And like, dudes kind of just slithered into their video games and their entertainment.
we need another war to put balls back on the chest
We
of
just, need, we
American
just
men.
need men to actually stand up and do things. What I'm hearing here is like, oh, you need to stand up to women. You're not going to learn that from a woman.
No,
You're not going to learn that from your
exactly.
mom or your female caretaker. You're only going to learn from a man who's just like, yo, women are going to push you to do these things. You have to be strong as men. People always, for years, I've heard as a millennial or whatever, like, oh, you have to be in touch with your feelings. Let you paint your nails if that's being confident and being like at one with your sexuality. But all that ever did was just like, black pill a bunch of these kids into thinking, okay, well now I'll just be trans. I guess that's the easy way out.
Most guys have heard the phrase "shit test."
Yeah, right? Exactly.
It's like they're going to push your buttons. They're going to push to see how you react. Yeah. And the best thing you can do, you don't want to get like angry and feed into that. You have to be like, all right, no. You have to be firm. You don't want to yell and scream because that's getting emotional. You're gonna be like, okay, look, no, we're not doing that. We're, whatever the issue is, don't feed into it. But you have to be able to stand your ground. And I'm not that I'm like some kind of like what's the dudes that are like
red pill?
Yeah,
manosphere.
Yeah, I'm not
a former Marine.
I'm not like a manosphere guy at all. But you do have to like be able to retain your frame. You have to be able to be like, okay, this is the way that I see the world. And I'm trying to do something that's good for us, the family, or both of us. And I understand that you want this, but right now we can't do it. And just be able to not remain calm, not feed into it. And, that's what, positive masculine energy is. Just like, no, we're not going to do that. You don't have to yell and scream. You don't
it's
have
being
to
the voice of reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's what we're supposed to. I'm not the most alpha guy. I get... They ask to peg me all the time. Yes, but like, I'm clearly not the most alpha guy. But like
you
me
said
and my girlfriend, we have allegedly we have a great relationship.
Lemon coated.
And
lemon maxing.
Lemon maxing is the new thing. Hashtag that. Let's get it trending. There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
Lemon maxing.
Hey,
nothing wrong with a little lemon party here.
But yeah, you just gotta be able to be a man. Start with like going to the gym.
Yeah, dude.
Take creatine every morning.
Learn how to frame log from your dad, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's what you gotta do.
Like smack some frame log.
Yeah, get that hammer, smash your face.
I think there is something.
Learn to hammer
gotta
your
do.
face from your dad, dude. Just tap on your face like this for hours.
Whether you kind of what you were saying, Phil, about like how the woman will aggravate the guy to get to them to do a thing, and the guy has to stay calm. I think that it's like training for kids. Now you got a kid, you can talk more on this. It's like the woman will press the guy, and she's like simulating what the kid is going to do to the guy, because the kid's a wild animal at first. Like it's figuring out it wants, it takes, and so you as a man have to stay calm, push back, and say, no, this is the path, and you're following me regardless, and then deal with the outcome and not flip out. And then it's same for when the guy will push a woman. Oh, there's a way that the man will test his woman too, and it's like it's the way that you would push against a child. Anyway, I'll think of that second part later.
Stop saying push against.
Push.
Where the conversation.
Yeah, it's getting.
I think a lot of marital chaos is actually training for how are you going to handle this wild animal we're raising. Like, can you handle it?
Yeah, I mean, but it's not just that. It's like if she's going to rely on you to take care of her and take care of the family, she has to be able to rely on you. Like if you're going to be trusted, you have to be trustworthy. And women are going to do different things to find out if she can trust you.
Well, that's where a lot of the manosphere breaks down, because like they don't realize that it's earned. You don't just get to do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the best protector and provider, but I can do it, kind of. And that's like you just got to get in where you fit in, dude.
Exactly. I've heard a lot of women talking about how like women's like needs for a partner start with like security first, and then attraction beyond that, because and that's what they have with the shit test and everything like that, because they want to make sure like this person is someone that can be relied upon. Because back traditionally, it would be like the father's family would give the woman to like another family in a sense. Like that's how it was, and that's just like the modern representation of that. It's like, can this person stand up for me and protect me? And
I mean, look, this sounds kind of
we
like
don't get a dowry. That's
I know they got rid of dowries.
This sounds kind of like a hippie thing that Ian would say, but it's like, if you want to be trusted, you have to be trustworthy. If you want to be loved, you have to be lovable. That's something that you kind of want women to kind of internalize more. Like if a woman wants to be loved, she has to be lovable. And that means don't go out and act like a feminist that says, I hate men, blah, 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 and then complain because you can't meet the nice guy or find the guy. It's like you have to put out what attracts what you're looking for. So if you're a woman and you want to be loved, be lovable.
Yeah, God forbid a woman submit a little. You know what I mean?
I've been having this mind example that I do where I think about it, and like, okay, it's the year 1620 AD, and the peasant woman has her husband who's got like warts on his face. Maybe he's got some weird disease, but they love each other so much, and he's sickly and he's farming. And then the prince comes, and he's this evil, wicked man, but he wants her. He wants her to be his wife, and she's like, I can stay with my sick husband who will probably die and not give me a child, or I can go be with this rich asshole. And like, how could you say no to the rich asshole? Like, you would, obviously the guy's going to give you money and healthy food for your healthy children, a prolonged life.
It's called hypergamy.
It is. And so that's like, in reality, you have to kind of, even if you're the poor farmer, you've got to somehow elicit the strength of the prince. And people think, oh, if I get rich, that'll be, but it's not just rich. You know, it's power. It's,
Dude, you're just saying that because you have Prince hair, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew I was talking about Prince the whole time.
Yeah, look at that.
Learn
hair.
a guitar.
That's Disney Prince hair if I've ever seen
Wear
it. Dude.
purple.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Prince.
No,
The artist formerly known as.
He's the great.
So I don't know. I'm always about like, how do you emulate? I mean, I just usually just be myself and make people laugh. But like, how do you emulate strength without money? You know, you don't need to rely on money. Money's not going to buy you love.
Well,
But it'll give you
Gonna buy her a
security.
house.
yeah,
It'll buy you a house, which is
Her a house.
locked walls where the kid's going to survive.
She wants a
inside of,
house.
You know? Yeah,
A woman.
Yeah, you can.
she wants security.
Yeah.
But then if you're
Adults.
inside the house abusing her, they're like, all that security's out the window. So
she's
yeah,
not
if you're
secure if you're
abusing
abusing her.
you've got to be like the violent
somewhere to
protector and the docile lover. And it's like you got to be able to switch that on and off.
Docile lover?
Docile, maybe
dude.
it's not the
my
word.
God.
I don't know about docile.
When you're in the bed with her, she does not want you beating things.
I mean,
Whoa.
I mean,
I beg to
you'd be
differ.
surprised.
Maybe she wants
Depends
to
on
see
the
if you
thing.
can.
Ian,
Yeah,
have you seen what
dude,
women are
I get
reading
choked a
these
little.
days?
yeah. I mean,
Have you
Women
seen-
ask me to do things that I refuse to do. Like, it's,
Yeah.
they're more
Right,
It's a
wild.
liability.
They
yeah.
want to be manhandled. It's disgusting.
it's
frankly.
it's
It makes
actually-
me feel uncomfortable.
It's misogynistic. Let's go all the way. It's misogynistic with these women.
It's like you want me to put my
It's just the
you want
next
me to
level
put my
of what you
hands on you.
embody
Like, are you trying to
vile.
get me in a? Are you trying to catch me up in something? Are you trying to go to the police after this?
Dude, I have the
Like,
most...
it's not uncommon to be asked to be slapped. It's not uncommon to be asked to be choked. Like, those are like vanilla now among women.
That's entry level, dude.
yeah, no, it is. It is.
Choked and
I'm just
slapped.
saying, like, this.
Not uncommon at all.
I'm not speaking from personal experience. Maybe I am, but the women, they always
a
ask to be
Christian, dude.
choked and slapped and things like that. I have a past too. You know, I've repented. I love the Lord. But the thing is, like, these are the things that women ask for. And you look at all the literature that they're reading these days, like, it's weird bestiality stuff with minotaurs.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what is going on?
Someone was someone that when it kind of busted onto the scene and was a big topic on social media. I forget who it was that was talking about it, but the reason that it's like all these like animals now is because like feminists kind of have like looked at men and said men are terrible, but they still want the same kind of
animistic.
They choose the bear, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
know? And so instead of having a man be the focal point of their lust or whatever, they've made it into these imaginary creatures.
Yeah,
Men are
octopus and stuff.
domesticated. Animals are still wild, and who knows what they can do.
Probably.
That's literally the female mind today, the
Yeah,
modern
it
female
is.
mind.
Birth control. That's
Be the undomesticated man.
I think we're gonna jump to the next story, but that's
You definitely need a T-shirt that says "docile lover," though.
oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And then turn around, and be like feral animal. With
All right.
I'm already docile lover, and peg me on the back.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.